Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Bert the Stormtrooper and this is the home of That's Just Prime, the comprehensive Optimus Prime review series. I also review other Transformers, lots of G1 stuff, as well as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, GoBots, and pretty much any other toy that may jump out at me. I also do the occasional arcade and pinball machine videos, unboxings, blogs, challenges, and miscellaneous videos where my daughter usually makes fun of me. Those are a lot of fun. If you're new to the channel, thanks for checking me out. Please be sure to click that subscribe button and don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share if you like what you see.
Autobots, roll out!
Hello and welcome to That's Just Prime episode 200. We've gone 200 episodes. That is so crazy. Can you guys actually believe that? I cannot believe I've been doing this now for 7 years, 200 episodes of That's Just Prime. And today we've got a very, very special episode brought to you by friend of the channel, Dr. Algie. He reached out, he asked me for an address, he said he wanted to send me something special to review for my 200th episode, and it's finally here. So, without further ado, welcome to That's Just Prime, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transform Element TE-01 Op Leader, and I love this toy. I was blown away that this is what came in the mail. When he said something special was coming, I had no idea, and I cannot thank Dr. Algie enough for the amazing gift and donation to the channel. This is a fantastic, beautiful masterpiece of a figure. No pun intended, or maybe I did. So, this was released in the last quarter of 2018, and it retailed for approximately $150, depending on where you bought this online. This is a figure that came out to kind of match wits, if you will, with the MP44 Optimus Prime figure. That figure was prohibitively expensive. I myself don't have a version of that figure, so this one came out to give us a less expensive option to that figure, and in many ways actually turned out better than the MP44. Beautiful, fantastic figure. So here we've got the box showing us some really cool artwork of OP Leader, or I'm gonna slip throughout the video and just call him Optimus Prime because we all know that's what he is. But very cool artwork of him right there. Very cool pose with the gun pointing out and shooting. Very, very nice artwork. We've got the Transform Element logo up here. TE-01 OP Leader. Over on the side again, TE-01 OP Leader. On the other side, we got a product shot of OP Leader holding his rifle and his energy axe. Very cool. Nothing along the bottom. Along the top, another picture of OP Leader, just kind of standing there with his rifle, looking cool. And then on the back of the box, we got some product shots showing us different poses of OP Leader holding his various weapons. And then also we have a nice shot of his vehicle mode. So that is about it for the packaging. Let's get this guy over to the table, open him up, and check it out. Here is TE-01 Op Leader Optimus Prime out of the package, and I love this toy. Now, out of the package, you're going to get the instruction sheet. We got a nice image of OP Leader right there, deformation, and we've got our steps going through. Not the most clear. A lot of these, the prints are a little small and a little hard to see and a little difficult to figure out in some spots. I did have to watch a couple of videos online of other people transforming it so I could clear some of these things up that are not exactly clear here in the instruction sheet. You get let's start over here. You get this little baggie with a screwdriver and a couple of extra screws, which is really cool because the figure comes with an extra head. So we'll bring this guy in close real quick just to show you the head that he does come, or that rather that comes installed with him. And this is the optional head that comes for him as well. And I think I find this extra head a little more cartoon accurate. So for the purposes of this review, I will be swapping out these heads, and this is the head that you're going to be seeing on the figure. And we'll get more into the head sculpt once we get into the review proper itself. You also get a trailer hitch. So the back of the truck is actually really nice, really smooth, but it doesn't have a proper hitch. So this I know it's kind of parts forming, but this plugs into the back of the truck. It gives it a proper fifth wheel, and this is compatible with the trailer from MP10, which is very, very cool. You also get his Energon axe, which is going to clip into his arms. We'll show that again as well when we get into the actual review of the figure proper. And we also get his ion blaster, which looks amazing. And of course, you get the figure himself. Now, I want to talk about a couple of differences that I have noticed between my copy here and some copies that I have seen online, be that in pictures or in videos, and even on the pictures that are represented here on the box and in the instructions. So the first difference, very cool about the rifle, very cool little feature. You got a little button up here. When you press on that, that's going to turn on an LED. So there's batteries already installed in here. It uses little button cell batteries. They're included, already installed. You'll notice that on mine, I have a red LED. I have seen several different versions of these being reviewed online. Some of them have been red, some of them have been orange. I would have preferred an orange one myself. I thought maybe I could open this up, but it doesn't look like there's an easy way to open this and change that out. So there's one difference there. And I have also noticed a couple of things that are different between my copy of the figure itself and copies that I've seen online. So right off the bat, the two most glaring, I have seen, and this is noticeable even in the instructions and in pictures on the box and others that I've seen online, that there's like a sculpted spot here on the arm where you can place a faction sticker. This one is not. This is completely flat. Now, if you hold it in a certain light and in a certain angle, you can just barely make out an outline where you would put a sticker. So that's kind of weird, I thought. I mean, it's probably not showing off that well in camera, but I can see it. There is an outline. It's very, very faint. It's not defined like other copies that I've seen. Also, some of the copies that I've seen online come with faction stickers that you can place included with the instructions. Mine did not include that. That's not really a big deal or a deal breaker because I do have toy hack stickers that I can use. I got plenty of faction stickers, so I'll probably be putting one on and you'll be seeing it during the review as well. And then the other glaring difference that I've noticed between mine and some of the other copies I've seen online are the windows, where I've got like a frosted blue window look. I've seen other copies that have a more clear blue. It's a lot easier to see the inside of his chest through the windows than in this version. This one seems to be a little more frosted. So that's just a couple of differences that I've noticed between my copy and some of the copies that I've seen online. But there it is. This is everything that comes included with OP Leader. And as always, we're going to be starting out in truck mode. And what a perfect truck mode this is. Just check this out. This is the near perfect animation truck if we ever got one. This thing is absolutely beautiful. Just check this out. Here in truck mode, he's approximately 8 inches long, about 3 tall, 4 if you want to go to the top of the smokestack. And just take a look all the way around this vehicle mode. This is a perfect vehicle mode. There's no gaps. There's no robot parts showing. The back of the truck is absolutely super clean. Now we've got these 2 slots here, and you've got this add-on piece that comes with it, and that's got 2 tabs that are going to go into those 2 slots right there, and that is going to serve as our 5th wheel, and we're going to see that in just a moment. But check that out. That's also a perfect looking 5th wheel. Very, very nice, going all the way around. We've got nice, I don't know if this is rubber or just very soft rubbery plastic, but it's got good grip on the wheels, just going all the way around. I told you I was going to put my own sticker on there, but yeah, check that out. That's absolutely perfect. Rolls really, really nicely. A little squeaky, but nothing you can't fix. Super easy. So yeah, check that out. Now for a few comparisons, here he is next to MP10, so you can see what these guys compare and how these guys, or rather how these guys compare and what they look like together. I have reviewed this guy before. I'll put a link to him right there, and you can see what these guys look like together and how they compare. And to compare him with something a little more updated or modern or available right now, there he is with Earthrise Optimus Prime. So you can see what these guys look like together and how they compare. I've also reviewed him, and I'll also put a link to him. So one thing about this to note is that there are no silver stripes on the truck, and that's always kind of a back and forth with me. I've had some other Optimus Prime figures that did not have that stripe. And I always go back and look for the in reference for the stripe itself. And in the animation model, obviously he had the stripe in vehicle or in robot mode rather, but not in vehicle mode. Usually he was drawn like this, just a solid red without the stripe. So because this is aimed to be more of an animation perfect figure, I think I'm going to leave it as is. Now, I did mention that add-on piece, and this is so cool. So this is actually going to work with the trailer for MP10. Check this out. So that, we've got the 2 tabs right down there. We can go ahead and just slot those right into that 5th wheel. Try and make it so I can see what I'm doing. And now, check this out. Guys, we've got ourselves a dang near animation perfect Optimus Prime. He rolls, he turns perfectly all the way around, and he can roll just fine. And you can hear Roller back there making some noise, but check that out. That is just stunning and beautiful. Absolutely love that. So we'll go ahead and get the trailer removed, and we'll zoom in a little closer so that we can get started with transformation. And the transformation is where we're going to spend most of our time here today. A lot of steps here, not as fiddly or as difficult as I was made to believe that it was going to be, but it is quite involved, and there are some things here that have to be done just so and in a certain order. So we're going to start by taking the 5th wheel attachment, just pop that off, set it off to the side, fold your mirrors in, and I love this. I think this is the first time we've ever had an Optimus Prime with actual articulated windshield wipers that is actually part of the transformation. Check that out. How cool is that? So now that we've got that, we're going to start just pulling tabs. We're going to start with the bumper right here. Just pull that down and out of the way. The bumper is tabbed in there to the front of the wheel well there on both sides. So just kind of pull that off. And then this panel here is tabbed to the back of the wheel well. Pull these off, and that's going to pop out just like that. Same thing on this side. Pop that off. Now, take the smokestacks here and just rotate them outward, but leave them sticking out. You're going to need that clearance right there. Take the arms and just kind of pop them off to the side. They're tabbed in right there, or rather pegged in there and there. And what we're going to do here is we're going to kind of work the arms out while at the same time working these panels and this centerpiece up and out. And that's why we need this clearance, so that these panels can go under these tailpipes here, or these smokestacks rather. So we're just going to kind of work our way through that just like that. Bring this up all the way around just like so. We can turn that around. That's going to be Prime's head later. Fold these, and let's see, this part always confuses me. Yeah, fold these down, and let's leave that there for now, just to leave it out of the way. Okay, where do we want to go next? Let's go ahead and take the arms out. So these are going to just fold out in classic Prime style. Now, you'll notice this piece here is starting to fold in. So this is really cool. This is hinged in, and I really love the way they did this to... are we ready for that yet? We're not quite ready for that yet, actually. So just kind of bring those out. And what this does is really cool, because this whole panel flips on this pen so that it actually hides the window. So it allows for the articulation in robot mode, but then in the vehicle mode, it takes the articulation and puts it behind the truck and gives you a proper window. Love the way they did that. So where do we want to go next? Let's go ahead and start with... Oh, yeah, here we go. So we can go ahead and take the windshields, open these up. That's going to allow us to bring these whole panel up on that hinge on both sides. Now that is going to allow us to take this panel right here, fold it out and slide it back. Take this one, fold it out and slide it forward. That's going to lock it into place. Now we can go ahead and use that panel that I was telling you about. We can rotate that all the way around. And as we come forward with it, there's another hinge right back there that you're going to start folding in until you bring the whole thing back. This little clip is spring-loaded, and it's going to clip into that little slot right there you see behind his shoulder. So pick that up there and bring it all the way in. Now you can go ahead and straighten out his smokestack and push it in. So we'll do the same thing on this side. Bring out this panel, slide it back, bring up this panel, slide it forward, rotate the arm around. We can go ahead and push that smokestack in. As we rotate the arm, lift up the clip, clip the arm into place, and your arms are out. Now, let's start with the legs. It kind of feels weird that you have this explosion of an upper body and then you're going to start working on legs, but we need to do that so that we can stand them straight. So go ahead and separate the legs. This is so genius. Watch this. So look at what's going to happen to the front wheel wells. These are going to rotate out and down like that and like that. Okay, so that's going to completely invert the front wheel wells and make them part of the crotch, completely hiding away. It's genius how they just hid away those wheels. That is absolutely insane. We can straighten these, and we definitely got to back up and bring the camera up some. This figure's going to get huge. All right, go ahead and bring that up. We're going to start rotating things around here in just a moment. I'm just kind of getting panels out of the way here because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. And now the figure doesn't want to cooperate. All right, so while this is all still up, we're going to rotate this whole waist piece assembly around all the way like that. Once you get it turned around, the leg pieces are going to slide up right there. See that? That's going to lock that whole thing into place there and there. Now, we can go ahead and open this up. So you'll notice these little white panels I was fighting with a moment ago behind the bumper. Open these up all the way out. There and there. How's the best way to show this? These little panels are going to flip up and over, and then we're going to straighten these out, and then we're going to fold it at this silver part here like that. We're going to do that on both sides. Now, the back of the back of the bumper, these two tabs are going to go into those two slots. And then you'll notice on the white pieces here, there's those little pegs, and those are going to go into those ports right there. And that's going to, again, just give some more spots to where everything can lock into place and be secure there. Now, the front piece is going to come down. It's going to tab here, and then there's two small tabs on these white pieces here and here that are going to tab into the tab there. So hinge this down and tab it in. Now his entire waist is secure. Let's finish up the legs while we're at it. We're gonna, let's see, where do we start? Go ahead and bend them at the knees. Take these little panels here, prop these out. The little panel on the side here is gonna rotate. This is spring loaded, so as soon as I bring it all the way up, it's gonna pop into place, just like that. Bring that down. Take this little panel, flip it up. This whole piece is going to slide up, and as you slide it, you're going to rotate it, and these two little tabs are going to lock this piece here. Just like that. Close that, close that. Do that again on this side. Open that up, rotate this. It's going to fall into place. Slide this guy up. Flip this guy up. Rotate, continue to slide until it locks into place. Close that, bring these out again. The legs, once again, absolute genius. Everything about this figure is just absolute genius. So, take this little panel, flip it over, and bring this whole thing up. I don't have anything on that side. Unpeg the gas can here. It's tabbed into place, and the whole thing is going to just open up like that. There's a panel in here. Untab it and flip it out and over. Now, there's a dual hinge here, and there's little hooks here. So you want to fold this out that way. You see the two little hooks there? Okay. Double hinge this over to the other side. Bring it in at an angle, and then straighten it to lock it into place. Take this foot, stick it out, and then we're going to, before we flip all the way over, this gas can is going to flip, rotate, and then flip the rest of the way around. It's a double hinge, so be careful on that because it's being held by that screw. Now we're going to bring this all the way up and over. The gas can is once again going to tab in right there. Get that straightened out. There. Take the foot, slide it in, just like that. Now this guy's going to tab in there and there.
back panel is going to tab in there. And then this little panel is going to flip up and tab in right there. And there's one cartoon perfect leg. Look at that. Very cool. So we'll do that again. Untab the, or rather, flip this up, bring out the panel, untab the gas can, bring everything out, unhinge the leg, flip it to the other side, lock it into place, bring out the foot, rotate the gas can, bring everything up, tap that into place, slide the foot in, close that panel, bring this panel around, tab that into place, bring this panel up, tab that into place. And now we've got some legs, and we can continue working on the upper body. So let me see how I want to do this. I'm going to come in closer and bring the camera up. Actually, it's not often that I have to do this, but yeah, this is a big figure. All right, just careful with these little windshield wiper pieces here. So we're going to go ahead and take this whole grill piece and just make sure that he's extended. So he's in, you'll notice that this extends, this slides and extends, okay? So we're going to rotate this whole thing around. So actually, before we rotate, we want to take these panels here, bring these out, and these are tight on mine. I've seen other people that don't have theirs quite as tight and transform a little easier. Mine, this is the piece that's tight on mine. So that comes out, bring this whole thing down, and rotate these gray pieces up like that. Now, making sure this is still extended, rotate this all the way around, flip the grill up, and then flip these guys forward, making sure that stays straight. Now this whole thing can come down and lock into place. When you go to transform this back to truck mode, we'll bring this down. There's a little lever right there. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. See that little lever right there? You got to pull on that to the left. It's spring-loaded. That's going to release the mechanism so you can slide it back up again, okay? So go ahead and put this back up here one more time. And, all right, so here is where the tricky part kind of starts, right? So we're going to bring this whole thing down, this whole panel down. That port has to go into that tab, and then that tab has to go into that port. Leave the arm up so you can kind of see what I'm doing. It's just kind of one of those, there, just slide everything forward. There you go. That can close. The mirrors tend to pop open on me anytime I move the window around. Okay, same thing on this side. So we'll start bringing this guy down. Make sure that this is rotated all the way. Get the arm up just so you can see what I'm doing. Bring this all the way down, making sure that this chest piece stays forward. And then just kind of slide everything in together and lock it into those tabs and ports. And of course, trying to show it on camera is going to prove difficult. There you go. Close the window. All right. Might as well knock this part out. So we're going to go ahead and bring this whole thing down. This is once again going to get tricky. And I do not have this transformed correctly. What am I missing here? I'm doing something wrong here. This is not right. This has to come down because that tab is going to go into that hole. And, oh, I know what it is. I have to pop this open. There we go. Pop that open, and now these are going to fold back like that. Okay. Now, once again, a little bit of fiddling here. These two tabs have to go in here. And then there are tabs here that have to go into these slots here and here on this gray bar. But then the bottommost tab, right now is the topmost tabs there, stay on the outside of these red panels. Okay, so this next part is going to take some fiddling and some massaging, if you will. So I'm going to pop those in. And you see these tabs need to tab into the inside of this gray piece here while keeping these red tabs on top of this one. Okay. So typically what I do is I just kind of pull apart on the gray pieces until everything falls into place. And I normally don't have this much trouble with it. It's a bit fiddly. Arm came off. But I can normally get it okay. And today is not proving to be one of those days. This was really bothering me because I practiced this so many times off camera. Come on, get in there. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. This, you see how this rotated on me? I've got to make sure that this peg goes in there. So, totally on me. Make sure that goes in all the way. There you go. All right, so you'll see those tabs went into the gray bars here, into the slots inside of that gray piece, and then these red tabs stayed right out there. Go ahead and take the head and rotate it. Let's finish up the arms. We're going to open up these panels, bring out the fist, close the panel, and then flip this little piece in and rotate the arm, and then you can open up his hand to a more natural pose, like that. Same thing on this side, so go ahead and open that. Bring out the fist. Close this panel, close this little tab up. Nice and straightened out. Take the head. This little piece here is going to flip up and over. And then these antennae are going to flip up carefully. These are very thin plastic pieces, so these kind of scare me. I mean, I haven't really had any trouble with the antenna, but they're just so thin. The fact that I have to rotate them kind of scares me. But there you go. There is TE-01 Op Leader completely transformed into robot mode, and he looks absolutely stunning. Check that out. This guy is absolutely beautiful. I'm just trying to get him completely in camera. Here in robot mode, Op Leader stands approximately 10 inches tall. And again, just look at this thing. Looking at it now, it doesn't look like it transforms. It looks like an animation perfect statue. This thing is just gorgeous, going all the way around. You can see no kibble, nothing. The backpack is real nice and slim. It looks cartoon accurate. I mean, this is just an absolute stunning masterpiece of a figure, and and no pun intended on the whole masterpiece of a figure. It just, I'm using the literal meaning of the word masterpiece. This is gorgeous. Coming in closer, you can take a look at the head. This is the alternate head that he came packed with, so you can see what that looks like. Beautiful, beautiful head. I like this one. It's a little more square, a little more blocky looking. So again, I'm going for a cartoon look with this one. So that's the one that I chose to display him with. Articulation wise, the head is on a ball joint, up and down, side to side. The shoulders can go forward and backwards, rotate all the way around. They can go in and out. Rotation at the bicep, bend at the elbow, rotation at the wrist. You got 2 joints at the thumb. You got 2 joints at the index finger. And then the last 3 fingers are all jointed together. You also got 2 joints at those, at the base and in the middle knuckle. You have a waist rotation. The legs can go forward that far, back that far, in and out that far. Rotation at the knee, not at the thigh, but at the knee. Bend at the knee. The foot can go up and down a little bit like that, and you've got ankle rockers as well. Check that out. I love the way this little pin looks when it just goes up and down. That is just so cool. And yet he looks absolutely amazing. Now there's a couple more things we got here. So we've got his weapon. And if you remember, there's a little button right there. You can press on the button and you got yourself a little light there. Now this clips on just like any of the MP figures would. You got the little slot right there, or rather a tab with a slot in his hand. So this guy is just going to go right in there and slot into place. And then you can wrap his fingers around him. Just like that. Turn that light on. And there you go. Now you got yourself Op Leader, almost said Prime. Well, he's Prime. We know he's Prime. Holding his weapon and already going into battle. Shooting at you. Very, very cool. He's going to shoot your face off. Now, we also have a energy axe. His Energon axe. This is really, really cool. So, to use this, what we're going to do is we're going to just rotate his hand back inside his arm again. Let me make sure that I've got that nice and straight. Look at it. There you go. All right. Now, you got the little hook right there. You got the little hinge piece right there. And this is going to clip right on. And there you go. Now you got yourself an axe. And his ion blaster. Very, very cool. Absolutely love the way that works. And then pop this guy off. I'll just kind of bring it down and use that as leverage to pop it right off again. And we'll bring that out. Now, this next part, little difficult. Because not because it's difficult, but just because the joints are so tight. So we do have the matrix of leadership. We can go ahead and open up his chest and check out the inside of his chest. And again, cartoon accurate. That is absolutely stunning, gorgeous, cartoon accurate. So I'm going to reach in here with my little plastic sword and just kind of push in just to pry this up far enough for me to get a fingernail in there and open it up. And you can see the matrix right in there. And it does come out, but man, it takes some work to get that out of there. And I don't like you doing it because so far the only real way that I've been able to get it out, I'm gonna do it on camera, but I don't like doing this because this is a metal piece. But this is kind of like just a little dental hook, and that's really been the only way that I've been able to get it out. So doing this for you guys, it's not something that I like doing a whole lot. But there it is. There's the matrix. And again, looks really, really good. You got the translucent blue plastic right there in the center, and then you got yourself a gold matrix with a silver handle. And that'll pop right back in there. Close that up. Close his chest up. I mean, this is just an absolute beautiful, beautiful, perfect figure. As involved as that transformation looked, you'd think that this is something that you transform once or twice and then you put it on the shelf. I've had this figure here on my desk for a week now, and I transform this thing at least twice a day because I just can't stop staring at it in either mode. I love both the truck mode and the robot mode. I just can't stop messing with this figure. He's absolutely that stunning. Now, for comparison, here he is with MP10, which, you know, gets a lot of bad talk now because MP44 came out, which, by the way, I don't have an MP44, but, you know, now that MP44 is out and now that figures like this are out, this one gets talked down a lot. I still think this is a great figure. This was like the masterpiece prime in my collection for the longest time, and I still think he is. He's a masterpiece of a figure. The way I look at it now is this is a masterpiece of the G1 toy. If you were to take that original G1 toy and make a masterpiece out of it, this is what you're going to get. This is a masterpiece of what you saw in the cartoon. So the animation model come to life right here. So that's the way I'm looking at it. Still love both of these figures, but there they are together. And you can see that Op Leader is just a little taller than MP10. Now, one more comparison. Here he is with, MP10 just fell over. Here he is with Earthrise, Optimus Prime, and his little brother, looking very cute. So, and mine has been enhanced with Toy Hacks, by the way. So there you go. So you can see what these guys look like together. So again, I cannot thank enough Dr. Algae for this amazing, generous gift that he just completely blew me away. Just reached out to me out of the blue. Hey, I'm sending you something. I need an address. And then this came in the mail. I've had, people tend to get, they think that those of us that do videos on YouTube, that we get free stuff all the time. And I know some people do, but for the majority of us, that's really not the case. I can literally count on one hand how many times people have given me something for the channel. I can literally count it on one hand. And most of those have been long time friends, people that I've known since before I started the channel. Right. They just kind of trying to support me and help me along with the channel, that kind of thing. And so to have somebody that I don't know just reach out to me and send me something this generous absolutely blew my mind. Dr. Algae, thank you so much. This is such an amazing gift that I will always cherish. And this is definitely going to be the centerpiece of my Prime collection. Now, just look at this thing. This thing is absolutely beautiful. And I think that about covers the transform element TE-01 or Op Leader Optimus Prime. What did you think of this figure? Let me know down in the comments. Give me some thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you're notified when I upload a new video. I've got a donate button up there if you want to hit on that. I certainly would appreciate it. Please share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time on That's Just Prime.